I swear to God, we always take one step forward and two steps back. Am I right?
No, that's because they be overdoing it. They be doing
Also,
too
we
much with
can't put a headphone jack in this.
I don't exactly.
We can't put a headphone jack in
I
this.
don't need my technology to do every fucking thing. I just need to do
I
the
read
one
an article.
thing I expect
I
it
read
to
an
do.
article.
If the button says it's gonna be silenced, then make sure everything's motherfucking silent.
I read an
That's
article
my problem.
where someone said we shouldn't even call these fucking things phones anymore.
No,
because they barely work as phones.
They barely work as phones. I
everything
need
else.
you to do the one thing I asked you to do.
Well, you've tried to call people nowadays. They think you're a goddamn psychopath.
That part.
This bitch is calling me.
And that damn text to talk.
Oh, yeah,
I told you. I done caught some
Ooh,
people talking
we
shit on
started.
the text to talk. We started?
Yeah, look, we're at 50 seconds.
Oh, well, I guess it's too late for me to look up shit then.
You were going to cram the last 2 minutes before?
Yeah, damn right.
What I just do, if you ever notice, I try to time my quick looking up at shit when the camera's on you. I'm like, I was like, Solomon, don't fuck me now.
Oh, oops, I'm not that smart.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, shit. And you talk a lot more than I do,
Damn
so I have
it.
plenty of time to scroll.
So that's why you be letting me pop off at the motherfucking go.
Yeah,
You can sit up there and sneak it. What the fuck you
You
looking
keep going. Go, yeah, yep, I agree.
I'm gonna catch you.
Yeah, there's a method to my madness.
What are we talking about today?
Well, we were going to talk about a lot of stuff, and then we just kind of stopped doing what we were doing.
We did.
Well, no, we're going to do horror. It's Halloween.
It is. It's our Halloween special.
It is?
Yes.
I'm Ryan O.
And I'm Bobby Z, and you guys are watching Watch Hard. No, you're not. But anyway.
Hey, we have a loyal.
You know what? Yes,
three people.
I said, no, we got like a solid 40 fans.
40?
Yeah.
I knew we were up to double digits.
When I check at least the amount of people who watch it, it's like 40 views.
4 of those are mine.
12 of them are mine. But you know what? It's the views. It don't matter who's viewing, as long as it's being viewed.
That's right. That's how I feel, right? Whew. That's good.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Oh, yeah.
I've been telling that to everybody who I text episode. Like, don't forget to like, subscribe.
They'll figure it out. They know where those buttons are.
Exactly.
They have the little bell for notifications,
too. No
too.
shame. Whoop, whoop. Share with friends. Ew.
They're like, no.
I wouldn't.
No, to be fair, I've seen way worse shows. Than
Absolutely. I've seen some of the. I just tuned in one day randomly.
Yeah.
To just some of the other shows that come up after ours that YouTube automatically loads for their queue.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is some of it's pop shit, some of it's film shit. So they've definitely got us logged within a certain group.
Yeah, the algorithms put us there.
Exactly. Yeah, well, exactly. Sometimes, it'll still be random shit that pop up after
We
shit.
just need to seriously get lucky and get algorithm to one of the big ones.
Yeah.
Like come on after like a dead meat. Like, like a kill count. Somehow end up after that.
Like
and
a kill count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James Anjanese. Yeah, probably that guy. Just lucky once. And maybe, we get like 2 dozen views.
Yeah. That aren't from us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 2 fresh dozen
Two
views.
fresh views. Look at all them views from people who we do not know.
Yeah. Look at that comment. You guys suck. That was nice.
They're the strangers.
Yeah.
Right. We have been getting comments, though. We have. We've been getting comments.
Like what? Please stop?
No. Mostly from our friends.
Oh, that's nice of them.
Exactly. And their parents.
What do they say? Please stop.
We know some very supportive people. And I'm very grateful. You got to start somewhere.
Do they say you guys try so hard? And that's what matters.
Absolutely.
Or do they say you guys don't try at all?
Mm-hmm. Oh my God! I won't say their name, but I asked somebody to make a guest appearance on the show, and they will be doing. But they did say something to that effect. But I'll let them explain that more when they on the show. What are we talking about today?
Well, I figure the main thing we should talk about, the scariest movie ever made.
You want to just delve into it
Yeah,
first?
screw it.
Let's go
just-
over some of the TV. Because I like to talk a little bit about the TV we've been watching, even though we ain't watched the new episode of Houses of Dragon yet. Even
The
though
final
it's
one?
online, so who gives a shit?
Yeah, that's what saying. People are like, oh, there's spoilers. I was like, yeah,
We could talk about that shitty ass episode 9 real quick before we delve into the Exorcist.
That's Jason's
No,
song.
no, that's the Exorcist. It's there. It's there.
And it's mama.
No, there's a chi.
No, it's supposed to be kill Ma. Because he's saying like kill mom, kill him. That's what it is.
Oh, kill, mom.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Well, everybody else do chi. Yeah, exactly.
Half this fucking thing has just been us making weird noises into the
Is
mic.
that Michael Myers?
No.
No.
What are you talking about?
That's Jason.
It's Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, that's Jason Voorhees. Same person, honestly.
That is not. That's a
Yes,
bullshit
it's
lie.
the same
Bullshit lie.
person.
No.
They
no.
both really tall. They both really beefy. They both wear the mask.
Yeah, but Jason drowned in a lake.
Yeah.
And Michael Myers killed his sister on Halloween.
Yeah, and then he went and drowned in the lake. It was all in Halloween H2O. Didn't you see it?
He didn't drown in a lake in H2O, you damn liar. Got his head chopped off.
He
and then
was
it turned out.
drowned
And
by
then this
Busta
time
Rhymes. It
No,
totally
he
happened.
got burned down and karate kicked in that one. That was how Michael Myers officially died in that timeline.
Oh my goodness. No, I remember that being the big thing for like why did they call it Halloween H2O? Like we got that it was the 20th year anniversary, but why did you call it H2O? That made us think that water was going to come into play.
I never
Was something
thought
about
that.
it?
I
That,
just
yeah,
thought
that fucked up a lot. You didn't know that was a lot of critiques. Everybody's like, well, why the H2O? And I was like, well, when
Did
she
people
chopped
really
off
go,
his
did
head,
people
there
go,
was a lot of
there's
water
not
and
enough
stuff. I
water
was
in
like,
this?
look, yeah.
Oh man, it was really
A lot, yeah.
That's what I'm missing in my Halloween movies.
That was
Water.
That was coming up. Well, they called it H2O, so people think
Well,
it
they
was
could.
have to do with
Was there
something
going to be a scene like
H2O.
this? Michael Myers is here, and it sure makes me parched running from him. That's some good H2O.
This
Would that have
episode
worked?
Sponsored by Arrowhead.
That's some good H2O. See? No one. That was not a bitch about that movie. You were talking.
No,
so fast.
absolutely. No,
Out
absolutely.
your ass.
Google it, motherfucker.
What were they expecting? Halloween Waterworld?
No, I just think people were wondering why they called it H2O.
Because it was 20 years later. H2O.
Yeah, Halloween
It
20
sounded
years
good.
later. Exactly.
It
But
sounded good.
H2O.
H2O sounds better.
If you say H2O, people going to think of water.
Yeah, it
That was the thing.
was not.
That was the thing in
I'm
society.
gonna look it up and be like, were people
Yes,
pissed?
Google it. Next time the camera is on me for an extended amount of time, you can pull out your phone and Google it, motherfucker.
I will. Were people pissed that there wasn't enough water in Halloween H2O?
Oh, no. When are we getting Freddy versus Jason 2?
We're
I think
not.
I was gonna say they said something about it like earlier, like about a month or two ago or something,
Are
that
they
we was gonna
going
get. Yeah.
Is Robert Englund gonna play him?
I sure the fuck hope so. I hope Michael Myers makes an appearance.
Who owns Michael Myers?
That's a good ass question.
Universal, I think.
Didn't Universal own most of them? Oh yeah, I'd have to.
New
Google
Line
that.
Cinema owned, I think, those guys for a while.
Okay.
So who owns New Line Cinema now? Disney? Probably.
Shit. Maybe.
Wait, didn't Disney always own New Line Cinema?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I can't keep track.
Yeah, I was gonna say asking me them questions.
I don't even know. I haven't seen the two little film reels pop in to make a New Line Cinema thing in forever, so I wouldn't know.
Exactly. I was like, is New Line Cinema still?
Old Line Cinema.
Period. Oh,
All right, let's talk about some shows.
Yeah, let's talk about some shows before we get into the meat.
Incidentally, it's Warner Brothers.
Warner
Owns New Line
Brothers?
Cinema.
Ah, excellent. Thank
And
you.
they get thank you. Exactly. We're gonna figure it out.
I mean, there's only like 3 left. So Warner Brothers, Universal, or Disney, one of them owns the damn
That's
thing.
it. That's it. That's all that's left.
One of them owns the damn thing. So,
Thank you, Solomon.
so
Oh,
what shows?
I don't know what we've been watching.
Dear God, Once Upon a Time,
Yes, we have been watching,
which I'd never seen before. It's
Exactly.
okay.
You've been enjoying it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Exactly. But I wasn't going to talk about that because this is the Halloween episode. So I was going to keep it Halloween. I was going to, because we did say that we were saving House of a Thousand Corpses because we wanted to compare and contrast with American Horror Story.
And it
It's
sucked.
so
That sucked. So I don't even really want to
You
talk
like
about
the setup. Come on, give us up to the Edward Mordrake situation.
That was like 3 episodes in of a 10 episode
That was
season.
like
Or
5 episodes.
12 episodes, right?
Was it 13?
13 episodes. They're always 13.
Yeah, they're 13. They're 13.
God, that sucked.
But I'll say episode 5.
Okay, good.
Yeah. But one thing I will say, and we were kind of talking about this because we also watched, we're not going to talk about the movie House on Haunted Hill, but just kind of those situations in horror where they do such a great job with the setup and the environment and the ambiance. But it's really the story that usually kind of takes a back seat.
Well, Dark Castle was notorious for that.
Absolutely.
The atmosphere of the Dark Castle, which people don't realize was a crappy production company that came out in like the 90s that revitalized all the castle horror movies.
Absolutely.
They were great at atmosphere. Holy
100%.
shit. I think House of Wax was one of theirs. That movie sucks. Atmosphere is great.
Yes.
13 Ghosts, you know personally, is one of my
Fabulous.
favorite horror movies aesthetically.
Fabulous.
Story-wise, it sucks.
Yes.
House on Haunted Hill aesthetically is cool looking.
Very cool.
Story-wise, it sucks.
I'm scared.
Yeah, just from an aesthetic. Yeah.
You look at the aesthetic is there, the setting is there, everything is there, the tone is even there, but for some reason the stories just tend to
Well, I told you.
they don't spend as much time on them.
Yeah, well, they look almost pieced together.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, like they were
there's a movie they built around scenes.
Yes.
Yes.
And we kind of like, okay, just kind of put some dialogue that gets us to that scene.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Ryan Murphy, I'm sorry, you do be doing that a lot.
I haven't watched Dahmer yet,
Mm-hmm.
which I heard just sexualizes the shit out of Jeffrey Dahmer.
I'm not surprised. That's Murphy. That's Murphy. Oh goodness! But no, one of the because we were talking about what was it, Devil's Rejects?
Yeah.
And I just don't like it because of it's just like too fucking real.
Yeah.
And I was so afraid to watch House of a Thousand Corpses because I thought it was going to be more of that, but it's definitely more of that kind of wacky,
campy music video kind of. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what makes why I like Devil's Rejects better is it's so fucking grounded. You could totally have 3 random ass hillbillies breaking into your fucking hotel and
this
shoot
is way
your
too
ass.
real life. I don't like this. I don't like this. This is too white for me.
Sorry,
No.
hellbillies.
I'm scared. The hellbillies. Oh,
That's what it's
goodness.
called. That's
no.
what Rob Zombie's
Yeah,
story.
absolutely. But this is why I kind of wanted to start you off at least going into American Horror Story because we tried a little bit with Asylum, but neither of us really liked Asylum. It was just a little bit too all over the.
Well, it
all
was
over
shot
the place.
like a music video too. I just like the weird angles and the cuts and
absolutely.
and I don't know if the acting was just intentionally shitty in Asylum, or maybe it was just awful at the game.
It chews hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with Freak Show, because and we talked about this. I stopped after the first time I watched it around. I stopped after episode maybe 7 or 8
Okay.
when old dude did to his daughter with the tattoo.
Oh, that's nothing.
That was a lot for me. But one thing I will say about the series, each series does a really good job of like setting up the world that you're in. For
Okay.
HS. Freak Show to me has done the best job. If I would say Coven's probably my favorite season in terms of storytelling and the writing, but Freak Show does such a great job of setting up the environment. You're so uncomfortable. You are frightened just to be there. You imagine being in Jupiter, Florida, and you're just like, this town is like really creepy. It's really uncomfortable.
Yeah, because you're in Florida.
Exactly. Florida.
Yeah.
Oh,
But no,
goodness.
I'll tell you my biggest problem with at least that season of American Horror
Mhm.
Stories I've watched. It had 84 branches going off in stories,
Right.
and they'd all just abruptly end. And you're like, oh, okay.
Exactly.
So there was really no
Nothing-
reason.
Nothing kind of weaves back together.
No,
and
it all
just, like,
kind of
tidies
fans
back
out
up.
and then
Yeah.
cuts off. And you're like, oh, okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. But it does do a really good setup of the environment.
Sure.
Yeah. It's a lot of creepy. It's a lot of cringy. It's very dark. You know, you kind of get the juxtaposition of this kind of nice southern town
Mhm.
combined with what's going on with the freaks, but everybody in it is a fucking asshole. Everybody in it is a monster. There are no good people here. The freaks are the ones who take the bad rap, but everything that's going on with the cops and the town people and them just like quickly ready to burn them down just because they look a certain way. Yeah, it's all there.
Meh. I would not rewatch it,
Okay.
and I wouldn't recommend
That's
it to
fair.
anybody.
Okay. I like the setup. I would recommend it just for like scene study and shit like that, and just to look at, building the sets in the environment. Same with those Dark Castle movies. But I told you, and we've talked about this before, kind of why I was always slow to get into the horror genre. Because, yeah, for us coming up in that time, pretty much between like late 90s to mid 2000s, that's what you got with horror. You got these amazing sets with these amazing horrific elements,
Well,
but the actual stories were just kind of.
Well, sometimes you did. A lot of the horror they too was just those crash grabs from Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer.
For what?
From that late 90s to early 2000s, there was a lot of those too. Shitty slasher movies?
Yeah, you had some shitty slasher
There was
movies.
tons of those
Yeah.
trying to bank off Scream.
Mm-hmm.
They were terrible. They were shot like shit. They were acted like shit. A
You
lot of
talking
them.
about My Bloody Valentine, the remake?
Well, I'm talking about Valentine. Not even My Bloody Valentine. Just
Yeah,
fucking-
just Valentine. Yeah.
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 That was one of them I remember.
Mhm.
Urban Legends 2 was just a shitty slasher movie.
Mm.
Urban Legends was kind of a Urban Legends at least kind of Urban Legends 2 was terrible.
Okay. Yeah, I started getting into the shaky camera shit with the Blair Witch stuff.
Yeah, 97?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or 99, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
99
I
was
was going
Blair
to say,
Witch.
yeah, that was before. Yeah, that was after 97.
Yeah, 99.
Mhm.
Which then
But
releases...
a lot of the times, I'm sorry, it was these things. Specific 13 Ghosts is such a great example. Everything you have set up there, the ghosts are fucking scary as shit. That house is fucking creepy. The setup is so goddamn strong, but then everything they pulled together with the story and the characters,
And-
it was.
Which is a shame because they
Yeah.
got two great actors in that. F. Murray Abraham.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew... I like
Matthew Lillard is amazing.
I was gonna
I'm
say
always
Tony-
here for
I was gonna
anything
say
with
Tony
Matthew
Shalhoub. My
Lillard.
mind went just
Yeah,
straight to
and
Matthew
Todd
Lillard.
didn't say Tony Shalhoub.
But yeah, all three of those. And they just built this shitty story.
Yeah, the story actually falls through a line. And I'm still kind of wondering if Hellraiser, I'm just like, was this supposed to be a love child of the original Hellraiser and 13 Ghosts?
I don't know. I don't know what they were doing there.
Everybody who I pointed it out was just like, yeah, it was just very similar to the 13 Ghost script. You know, the rich guy who kind of like sets up these people
Yeah,
house and
well,
into this creepy house
yeah.
with all this cryptic shit.
and
blah, 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 blah.
fakes his death.
Exactly,
Yeah.
fakes his death, and like the assistant knows and the sidekick, even though he kind of has feelings, but like it's just like, ooh, child, was this supposed to be 13 Ghosts? Because interestingly enough, I'm watching Hellraiser, and it kind of took me back to that time in horror. You know, late 90s, early 2000s. I'm sorry, that was the predominant style, but it took me back to I'm just like, wow, you have a great setup. I'm living for the what is it, Cenobites?
Cenobites. Cenobites.
Cenobites.
Yeah.
I love the fucking Cenobites. Fabulous. I was living for the one with the vagina neck lady. Yes.
She's been in there since the
honey.
beginning.
Yeah. That's the thing. I haven't watched the original Hellraiser since the 90s. Like, probably.
With Doug Bradley as
That was a
Pinhead.
movie me and my sisters snuck to watch.
Well, that one, I love the
Oh,
practical effects
goodness.
of that one
Oh,
so
yeah.
much with
Yeah.
the hooks.
Mhm.
I will say I did like in the new Hellraiser was practical. A lot of the effects were
They
practical.
did. They
which
did have
I
a lot
love
of practical effects. Yes.
There's not
absolutely.
enough of those
Absolutely.
in Hollywood
Once upon a
nowadays.
time.
Oh, hell no. Once upon a time. I was like, God damn, I've seen pornos
That's
with
the
better,
one thing
with better
I
effects
will
than this.
say.
Jesus Christ.
You know, I love that show. I love anything that's like just kind of like fantasy. And it does go a little bit dark. It does get a little bit Halloweeny. It's perfect watching for fall.
Sure.
But oh my God, do they lean into the CGI on that show and the green screen?
I know.
And it's
I was
just
like,
like, baby.
Ugh. And it's bad.
Baby.
It's bad. It shows that they don't
Absolutely.
really have a budget for that.
Yeah.
Because nothing looks worse than shitty CGI. Shitty practical
I'm trying to tell you.
looks shitty, but it's still there. Shitty CGI looks like that. That damn looks like a
You know,
PS1 game.
It's weird because I watched some of these films with all the crap CGI, and we did a whole episode on The Mummy, and it still kind of just like boggles me. Like, even though it was very early in the days
Yeah.
of CGI, like I bought it. You know, like I bought it. It sold me, and I think they did themselves like. They did it justice because they went through the slow progression of showing The Mummy. You didn't see him always CGI.
Well, yeah, he wasn't always in your face.
It wasn't always in your face. They dialed back. They were like, okay, yeah, we know it look a little, but we're going to work with it. You know, whereas now they lean into it so fucking heavily. It's 20 years later. It still look like shit.
Well,
It's like-
actually, we've talked about this, and people know this, that CGI as a whole in my opinion, has regressed in the last 5 to 6 years.
It has regressed.
I watched Thor: Love and Thunder. I know I've beaten a dead horse with this one.
Yeah.
The effects were worse than the Thor 1.
Absolutely. I'm not surprised. Shit, that's how I felt about Ragnarok.
Yeah. Everything it doesn't feel like you're there. It feels like we're in a green screen.
Yeah.
You know, you need to feel like you're actually in the world.
Exactly. Build the damn sets. It's not that goddamn hard.
You
Find
build
cheap
a
ass
set
shooting
and then use
locations.
CGI to like add some details to it if you want.
Exactly.
But don't just put a guy in a green and be like, all right, now film.
Come on, Disney. We're looking at you because everything we just said is coming out of your goddamn studios. Once upon a time, Thor Ragnarok.
I'll cut Once Upon a Time some slack though, because it's a no-budget TV show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But come on, they could have did at least some shots in some castles in Europe. Come on, Disney.
We can't just use stock footage.
Yeah.
A real castle. Fuck.
That Evil Queen castle, Regina Castle.
It didn't look finished. I
didn't look finished.
Like,
I remember the first time around. This is probably like my 4th time around watching the show. I always bring in new people to watch it every year because I love watching it in fall. But yeah, every time I see that castle, it just makes me cringe. I'm just like, that couldn't have been like completed, right?
Yeah. Oh, fuck it.
That couldn't have been done right.
It looks like a placeholder. It
Exactly.
does. It looks like we'll fix it in post.
Yep. Like they intended on adding some more to it, but they're like, y'all, we don't have a budget. Just throw it. Just throw it in the damn castle. Oh my goodness. But yeah, absolutely. But I'm sorry you know what? American Horror Story, it's very difficult. Ryan Murphy is very difficult. He has his style, and you either like it or lump it, you know. But there are certain elements. I love a director with style. I talk about this with Tim Burton all the time. There are certain elements that he pours into his show that I think could work. The problem is it gets a little bit too much. People need to understand, especially with horror. Horror. With the horrors, honey. Less is fucking more. And there's something, I'm going to bring it up later when we do talk about The Exorcist, because I think we can roll into House of a Thousand Corpses next, or whatever you want to do next. But there's something on the concept of less is more that I do want to bring up with The Exorcist when we come back to it.
Okay, we can go to House of a Thousand Corpses right now.
Absolutely.
There is less is not more, because that movie's just in your face.
Exactly. That one is over the top. It goes there and it goes there, but it stays consistent.
Fuck your mama.
Fuck your sister.
Fuck your grandma.
And fuck you.
Sid Haig brings everything to that.
I want some chicken. Yeah. I want some of that chicken.
Sid Haig, chicken,
I want him
zombie.
to make the chicken, and I want Killer Joe to serve it.
Jesus Christ. Fun fact, you know who directed Killer Joe?
Absolutely. I figured we would bring that into. I was gonna lob a couple of those ones in there.
Yeah. But yeah, I love the cast of The House of a Thousand Corpses out the gate.
Yeah.
I mean, Rob Zombie, Sid Haig brings it as Captain Spaulding. Bill Moseley brings it as Otis.
Yes, he does.
He's great. He really channels a lot of Chop Top from Jesus Christ, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, which you've never seen.
No.
Which you need to see because it's nothing like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1.
Okay.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Okay.
And then I really like Sherry Moon Zombie is
oh my God, yes.
Baby.
Oh my God, yes. I love that because I've always thought that it is. It's just inherently creepy, and it just comes up so much. I watch straight porn, so what? But like it does. Bitches using that like kind of voice trying to sound cute and sexy and shit's like, no, that shit ain't sexy. That's just creepy. Shut up. But no, yes, what she gives to it in like the role, and I love that he cast her in everything.
She's in everything.
Yeah. They're so in love.
Yeah.
It's so cute. I was so afraid to watch this movie.
I don't know why. It's just a really long.
Because I'm a good Christian clean girl. I can't be watching this.
That movie was made on a budget of a bucket of fried chicken.
Exactly. That part. They sold that chicken and was like, all right, we got the money.
That's pretty much what it was.
Exactly. I bet you that was a real ass chicken stand.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I will say the one thing I do like about Rob Zombie, you talk about style. All of Rob Zombie's movies has Rob Zombie's style.
It definitely has his style.
Good or bad.
Yeah, exactly.
It has his style.
Well, just to kind of look at the two, together, they're definitely going for the same horror elements. And I feel like the set and the design and everything, the way it was stylized, both of them definitely hit the mark. Where you see the difference is House of a Thousand Corpses is a very tight story. It's tight, it's simple, it is what it is. Whereas with American Horror Story, it just, like you said, it fanned out in so many different directions. This was probably the first thing I've ever seen where I found Neil Patrick Harris attractive. I was like, oh my God, Neil, yes, what are you doing to me?
Yeah, he shows up and leaves. Like,
he shows up and then he leaves. He's there for 5 minutes. I'm like, well, that character should have been introduced like 6 episodes
Well, that's
ago.
what I was worried about. He gets introduced, seriously, with this crazy backstory with like 2 episodes left.
Absolutely.
And you're like, oh, okay, I guess we got time for this.
Yeah.
Just cram that shit in there. Yeah, I don't know.
Exactly. It was adding yet another element to the story that was very superfluous because once again, we're still kind of getting away from what the show started with.
Yes.
You know?
I felt like, I'll tell you actually, I felt like I watched 4 seasons in one.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I was like, God damn, a lot has happened.
Yeah, the first 2 episodes, boom. And then the next 3 episodes, boom. And then the next 3. And then the finale almost had nothing to do with the show at all.
Oh, okay. I guess this is where we're going.
Exactly.
And I guess I'm supposed to care about this.
Music. Music is so important. God damn it, Ryan Murphy. Why are you putting these songs, these modern ass songs, in a 1950s setting?
That's his shtick.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I say there's so much there that you have to work with. I do think Ryan Murphy is a good director and producer and filmmaker. I love him.
I do
but
not.
Dial it back.
I think he fucking sucks.
You're doing too
Fuck
much.
American Horror
You
Story.
are doing
Fuck
too
Glee.
much.
Fuck them all.
Fuck Lee. Fuck Lee. But there are certain ones he's had that's hit. Like I Love People versus OJ. Impeachment was absolutely great. I haven't watched the one about
That's him too?
Yeah.
No wonder I haven't watched
The
those
American
pieces of
Crime
shit.
Stories. They're very good. They're very
No,
good.
I don't need to watch that.
Hollywood on Netflix was fucking amazing.
Nah, I'm not going to watch that.
Yes, you will.
I don't like Ryan Murphy. Him and I are enemies now.
Blood enemies?
Yeah. I'm taking that name back. Ryan. There can only be one Ryan. Even though there's a billion of us. Other people can have it, just not him.
But no, it's one of the practice some self-control. Less is more. Dial it back, especially with those music scenes, because they do kind of just throw you off. Whereas, House of a Thousand Corpses, I'm sorry, everything that you see set up, and that's what's interesting is you they had much less budget than American Horror Story, because that was when it was at its prime.
Yeah, they threw the most money at it. Yeah.
Exactly. You saw the stars in the cast they were able to bring in on that shit.
Yeah, and you saw the star cast they were able to bring in on House of a Thousand Corpses, a young Rainn Wilson.
A
young Chris Hardwick.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep.
You gotta feel, it's kind of funny because you see Rainn Wilson, hey, it's Dwight.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone's like, it's Dwight.
It's Dwight. Absolutely.
But I can think of worse things to be recognized as.
Yeah. But that's less is more, especially with horror. I don't
know.
If you give away a little bit too much, but no, I'm talking about in terms of the script.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you don't want to, well, especially with creatures. A great example:
Mm-hmm.
Jaws. Why does Jaws work? We don't really see the fucking
Hardly
shark.
Hardly.
Why does Alien work? We don't really see the alien.
Absolutely.
We know it's there.
Absolutely.
We see it burst out of his chest and then run away.
Yeah.
John Hurt's like,
and
oh,
focus
shit.
on the characters and their interactions and the story about why are these people together in this situation in the first.
Why should we care about
place?
these characters?
Exactly.
Why not just make them lambs to slaughter?
Exactly.
Because it sucks when you get a cavalcade of slasher movies are notorious for this. You get a cavalcade of teenagers. You got your stereotypes.
Right.
You got the jock. You got his cheerleader girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
You got the nerd.
Mm-hmm.
You got the virgin girl.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you got the black guy.
The whole Breakfast Club class plus a black guy.
Yeah. That's
nice what you get.
What's
you
nice
get
though?
Breakfast Club plus a minority.
As time has gone on, the black guy usually dies second to last now.
Yes, that is true. Absolutely. We
Yeah.
sticking out. We made it. We getting more screen time.
You ain't making it. But
No, we're not gonna make it out alive.
But we'll hold our own.
Maybe.
For a bit.
No, the black guy gets to live.
Yeah, after being stabbed and like left for dead.
Exactly.
He clings to life.
He gets to make a comeback.
And makes a quip about something. Oh, I've been stuck hard. I've been stuck
He's
with longer
saving
than
somebody.
this.
Exactly.
I've been stabbed worse than this. Some stupid quip.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's horror movies. They definitely stick to a certain design and a pattern. You know, sometimes you'll see something a little bit more out of the woodwork, but they have a formula and it works. It's just it's what the director puts together.
Well, yeah, really, and it's how much care you put in.
It's how much
care you care about the characters.
Exactly.
Is the dialogue I'm not talking about fucking Godfather level dialogue,
right?
But enough to where it's not incessant talking like us.
Yes.
Don't have your character sound like us.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
This is the kind of screenplay you turn in your screenwriting teacher. You're just padding the pages here. This is all filler.
This is so fucking. But you know what? The 10 pages for the week was due.
Yeah, so I did it.
What is it got done?
It's one scene.
Oh my goodness.
Shit all the time. I'm like, okay, I'll just have a dialogue that just tells me where my script is going to go. Oh, yeah.
Yup.
Yeah, I was not a great writer. I was great at stories. I just wasn't good at putting them down.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder with the process.
I've got the story up here. Buy that.
This is why outlining is a necessary evil.
I know it is.
It is. But no, I was going to say, I'm reeling it back.
That's fine.
I'm reeling it back. It's fine. No, I'm not. I'm fucking high. Whatever. Anyways. Don't look at me like that. I need to give myself a little pep. I'm sleepy. So, horror films. Yeah, they definitely have their formulas and shit that they like to go with.
Yeah.
You know, for the cast or everything. It's just about how much care they're going to put into the character interactions and what they're actually writing the story for. I think a lot of times we see in horror films where they're just kind of looking for more of the shock value scene as opposed to actually thinking about the elements of the story. Does this scene even make sense?
Well, that's most notorious in I think the later Conjuring universe thing.
Absolutely.
It's literally just how do we get to the next jump scare?
Exactly.
You're not building
it felt very much that for the Conjuring 3 and for Annabelle Comes Home.
Annabelle Comes Home, La Llorona.
Yeah, La Llorona. Oh my God.
Oh, La Llorona has one cool scare, and it's with the little girl with the umbrella. Is I think a cool scare.
By the pool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool scare, but it's not a good movie. You know
Exactly. What are the elements of the story that you're actually trying to tell here? As opposed to just putting out scenes that we're going to all share on Twitter and Facebook. And be like, oh my God, this shit was so crazy. It just seems more like that's what they're going more
it's just
to market the film.
But the Conjuring, I love the Conjuring 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it also suffers from this is how it goes. Peaceful.
Yeah.
Jump scare. Peaceful. Jump scare. That's literally how it goes. You know.
Well, and that's the thing. In the peaceful moments, it's all sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. So it kind of breaks the tone, and then it's like jump scare, and that's like the intensity level that it tends to reach.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit shallow. So while I understand that you guys have the formulas and then you have the dynamics, don't forget the elements that you need to put in to make the story also feel scary.
With The Conjuring.
It can't just be seen.
And I love The Conjuring. I do. I think it's a great modern horror movie.
Absolutely.
I don't feel a sense of dread.
No.
Through the whole thing.
Exactly.
You're kind of like, hey, I get it. I should, but I don't.
We getting into exorcisms? Let's talk exorcisms.
Yeah, well, we should, because we got 27 minutes left.
Yes, we do.
26.
26. Pick up sticks.
Yes.
No. I said 7.
That's 7?
I said 7.
I'll tell you what. If you're not satisfied with this first workout, we'll send you the 8th minute
free.
Look, what the fuck are they talking about?
What the fuck are they talking about?
It's always, there's something about Mary.
There is something about Mary.
That you just don't know.
Mary. Oh my goodness. You know what? Yeah, we'll be getting into. Did that movie win any Oscars?
What?
Something About Mary. I know it had to be at least nominated.
For what?
Shit, best script,
No.
best comedy script,
What?
maybe a Golden Globe.
That's not an
something.
Oscar. Best comedy script?
Shit, I don't fucking know.
There's best screenplay and best adapted screenplay. Best
Yeah.
original screenplay, best adapted
Best
screenplay.
original screenplay.
You think there's something about Mary?
Look, the Golden Globes do one for drama and for comedy.
You didn't say that. You said Academy Award
I said award.
and Oscar.
I said award. No, I just said an
Did-
award.
Did they win it for best makeup for the jizz hair?
Maybe. What were we talking about?
Oh dear God! So we were going to talk about The Exorcist, but you got distracted by
Well, no, 'cause
Seven.
you started. You seven. No, we were going from the Conjuring movies, so it was like, oh, okay, yeah, let's pop into the exorcism stuff.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the different ways that we've seen exorcism handled. Probably most notably in our generation, the biggest exorcist films. The Exorcist is always going to be the number one.
Yeah, well, of course.
Yeah, but then we have the two Conjurings. I'm not even going to include The Devil Made Me Do It because there was no real exorcism movie there. You know, it was like, oh, there might be a case, but turns out there won't.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah.
No,
But
the worst.
The Exorcism of Emily Rose,
It was
which
a-
was also done pretty well.
You know which one wasn't? The
What?
Devil Inside.
Yeah, The Devil Inside was whack.
You remember that piece of shit?
Connect the cuts.
First of all, it just ended.
Connect the cuts.
It was an hour and what, 15 minutes?
Bitch, I'm going to connect my foot to your face if you don't stop yelling at me.
That was
It was so terrible.
and there was, let's see, there's been a bunch of, there was the possession. There was the right.
I never saw The Possession.
Yes, you did the
You
Dybbuk.
know what? The right
You
was...
saw the Dybbuk.
Oh, yeah, with the Dybbuk. Jeffrey D. Morgan.
We saw it.
Yes.
We saw it together in Rolling Hill, up in PV.
We did. We did see that together. I forgot about that one. Okay.
We had to go to
Dybbuk.
PV because it wasn't playing everywhere.
Yeah, it was whack.
Yeah, it was very good.
It wasn't very good. That's why I was thinking about the ones that like really, really like a lot of us would remember. I guess the right would kind of be in there. Like getting
That-
Anthony Hopkins to do
That one fell apart at the end.
it fell apart at the end. It was so stacked up into the last
Yeah, they-
part because you're just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Why would the priest? I guess. You know. Yeah, but everything up until that part, like even how he gets into it, because remember he's going to it just to like
Yeah.
the free education
Yeah.
aspect, and then like shit, and I was like, oh okay, yeah, they were actually telling a decent story in the right for a hop and a skip. It
Mhm.
just fell apart. Yeah, that last 15 minutes,
Yeah, I was like, ooh.
just like the Invincible Man.
Yes. That's another horror movie that I think fell apart.
Yeah, like oh my god, stacked. It's not a it's not an exorcism movie, clearly. But yeah, another one just very strong up into that last
15 minutes.
yeah,
you're
that
like,
last
oh,
15 minutes,
shit.
and you're just like,
But see, that's where The Exorcist does not falter.
it does not
because
falter.
that just builds up
yeah,
into
go
that.
ahead, bring it back.
Bring it back. I'm
Bring
bringing
it
it
back,
back.
bring
I'm
it
trying to
back,
bring
bring
it
it
back. Okay, so The Exorcist.
Yes,
I made you watch it last night
yes.
because I was reading the book.
And now everybody knows why I'm tired because I had to stay up extra late because I was scared.
The Exorcist, in my opinion, is truly, and I've got a lot of horror movies I love. I love Black Christmas.
Yes.
I love The Hitcher.
Mm-hmm.
I love the slasher movies and stuff, and I love us. But The Exorcist is my personal favorite horror movie
Mm-hmm.
because it's so, in my opinion, and a lot of people say, "Oh, it's funny." I don't think it's funny at all. I think it's the scariest goddamn movie ever made.
Well, I just say I've told you about it. Me and my sister just used to sneak and watch horror movies all the time.
Yeah,
And I mean, we were coming up at the time of like Tales of the Crypt, Demon
Yeah, yeah,
Knights and shit, and
Yeah.
Bordello Blood, like all those fun ones. But we saw The Exorcist maybe about 9 or 10. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I thought she was throwing up that guacamole sauce that you get from Tam's and all
Yeah.
the ghetto burgers.
Yeah.
So we was cracking up. And of course it was like, I think it was on TBS or something or whatever.
Oh, that don't count.
Yeah, so it was like censored. So she was like saying, lick me, lick me.
Well, she does say
And we were
that.
just like, yeah. But she said some other stuff.
And you're like, "Oh shit!"
Exactly. So as a kid, you're really not conceptualizing everything that's going on. And I just saw it. I didn't understand what was going on. I just thought it was hilarious. Watching it again as an adult, when we watched it in college, I was like,
I didn't watch it in college with you guys.
You didn't watch it in college with us?
Nope, I stayed the fuck away from that room.
Yeah, you did, huh?
I was still so traumatized from the first time
From the first time, yeah.
So I'll regale a little bit of story here. So I was 12.
Mm-hmm.
I was staying at my aunt's house.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin Stephanie was over.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Blockbuster to rent movies. We always would get a comedy and a horror. We got Get Over It with Cisco and Kristen Dunst and Ben Foster, young Mia Kunis, and Shane West.
His best movie was 30 Days a Night. Ben Foster. Continue.
Well, so we got that, and because you never seen The Exorcist, I was like, no. She's like, it's super good, but it's not scary. It's funny. I go, oh, okay, sure. So we get The Exorcist. Like an idiot, we watch Get Over It first. It's nighttime. We're downstairs. We watch Get Over It first. I laughed because it was funny. And then she's like, I'm tired, I'm going to bed. So we put The Exorcist on. She goes to bed. She goes upstairs, goes to sleep. I'm sitting there waiting to start laughing. I'm waiting. I'm ready. This movie's going to be funny. Steph says it's funny. Those laughs never fucking came. I sat there for 2 hours as a 12-year-old at night going, holy shit, what the fuck am I watching?
So I'm going to tell you
No, hold on. It gets better. It gets better. So after I finish this godforsaken movie, I gotta go to bed. So I crawl up the stairs, and Steph and I are sleeping on air mattresses in like the den upstairs. And I go to sleep. I go to my air mattress. I'm laying down. I'm mortified. I'm not gonna be able to sleep. I look up, and what's right above me? A pull-down fucking attic, like in The Exorcist. So I spent my whole night just sitting there.
And it was pulled down?
No, but it's the kind you pull down
at
the door. Holy fucking Christ. I went to a birthday party the next day with about an hour of sleep, and no one could figure out what was wrong with me. Because I had just watched The Exorcist. I was so fucking terrified.
Stephanie fucking got you.
Stephanie fucked me on that one.
She got you. She knew exactly what the fuck she was doing. Step 1, this is really funny. You should check it out. Step 2, I'm so tired. I gotta go to bed. You go ahead and watch this yourself.
So needless to say,
Step 3, she is putting her head against the wall.
I was traumatized. I shit you not for about 6 months.
Yeah.
And I never watched the movie again. It took me like, goddamn, 20 years to watch that. Or not 20, 15 years to watch that movie again.
Yeah. Having watched it as an adult now for the 4th time, every time I watch it, I see something new that makes me very, very uncomfortable. I space it out over a couple of years because watching it in college was the first time I watched it as a grown up. I was like, oh yeah, I remember it was my little white girl throwing up guacamole. Hee. And then really actually paying attention to it was like, what the fuck? Why is this happening? The demons that appear on the wall.
Everywhere. They're just all over
everywhere.
the
They're
fucking
everywhere.
movie.
They are everywhere. You always get that sense of dread.
And why it's scary is they're jump scares without any sound.
Exactly.
Cues. There's no
exactly.
You're just
there's no sound. There's no sound.
It's not subliminal because you can see it.
Yeah.
But it's close enough to
it's exactly.
Like
did
the
I see
first
that?
one that scared me was she's sitting down, and I was a kid. I've never this. And she's sitting there she's on the operating table. She's looking, and she's just kind of staring off. And then it quickly flashes that fucking Pazuzu's face.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
You're like, did I just see that?
Absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
God. Damn.
Exactly. The way it sets up the scares and the way it sets up the scenes, just kind of going off what we were talking about for The Conjuring is you have all the horror elements that are kind of going on at nighttime and stuff, and you get the sense of possession. But then in the daytime, it's all like, oh, it smells. Let's go to the park. Let's go hopping and skipping in. We're all a family, and everybody love. The ones that are playing guitars with us. It kind of, whereas in this one, in the daytime, all you still feel is fear and panic because his mother is exhausting every resource that she has. She's going to doctors. She's talking to people. Well, she's constantly afraid all the time. So even in the day, it does not fucking let up. So you always get that sense of just like dread and terror for the mom, for the character, for what's going on, for the little girl. But also, and we talked about this last night, and I'm tossing in some of the other horror ones we've talked about in terms of less is more. after the piano scene where she goes down and she pees on the floor, there's really not any music.
There
in
is
the, in
none.
the film.
There's no damn music at all.
There's hardly, yeah. I didn't know, and I was like really sensitive. I was like, oh my God, it just remains that stillness,
that static sound.
Exactly, yeah.
A house.
And it allows, you psychologically, you're building the fear because you're waiting for something to break the moment, but it's also going to be something horrible. But it's like you want that moment to happen so that stillness stop building up. It's like, you know how like when you have to go in before something really scary and you're just like, I just want to get it over with. I just want to go. That's what the release is going to be. Something horrific. Because it just maintains that stillness of sound like throughout the whole thing. The only thing you're hearing is like stuff in like the characters talking, a car honking the horn, shit like that. You don't hear no fucking music. There's no cheer.
I know.
There's no cheer. They want you to be psychologically.
Well, and also, there's no like music tones that's where you get scared.
Exactly.
No, you're just scared now. Fuck you.
You're just scared.
You're going to be scared.
Exactly.
Deal with it. It's never happened.
Oh my God, when she sees it on the stove. Man. Yeah, just everything about it. All the elements that are set
and
up
as I've
there.
said, this goddamn movie came out in 73.
In 73.
You can see.
Man.
You could see when people went to that theater like, oh, fuck, what did I get into? Nobody could have been prepared for that. You're coming off shit like the giant Gia monster.
Exactly.
And Plan 9 from Outer Space. Well, Dracula's 30 even before that.
Yeah, but they did a resurgence of those Dracula movies in the 60s.
I mean, yeah, there's resurgence because but
that was mostly what they were coming off.
But it's all crappy B movies and creature features.
And creature features.
And then you get this fucking thing and you're like, what the fuck is this? First of all, effects wise, even now the effects still hold up.
Yeah.
When her freaking head spins around, Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
Also, when she's getting violently whipped around on the bed, that's her actually getting violently whipped around on the bed. That fucked up her back so bad.
Ooh.
A lot of people got hurt on that set.
Yeah, a lot of people got hurt on that set. That's what, there's always been a lot of urban legends about the things that have gone on around the sets of The Exorcist. A lot of the hauntings, the creepiness, people getting fucking hurt.
Yeah.
that extra element of like, God damn shit, if this shit ain't cursed. Oh my goodness. But no, I love just the elements that go into it and the attention to detail, but also everything that you get from this possession is meant to fuck with your mind. Mm-hmm. Him fucking with
Karras?
Yeah, with Father Karras. About his ambiguous sexuality. You kind of get the tones from there. He's telling them, "Oh yeah, suck his cock, put it in his butthole." Like the devil is like literally teasing him, and even to the point where Father Merrin comes in.
Yeah,
I was waiting for you to do the voice because you've been doing it to fuck with me all fucking.
Exactly. He screams it.
Exactly, and it's at that point Merrin knows exactly what the fuck is going on.
Merrin knew when he got the letter. Merrin knew in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because Pazuzu's the devil of the demon of the northwest wind. And the wind picks up and he looks, he goes, fuck.
Yeah.
Pazuzu's back.
With the dogs?
Stupid fucking name, but he knows he's coming. And what's funny is because they did make the movie called Exorcist at the beginning, where Stellan Skarsgård plays Lancaster Merrin.
Yes.
Which was also made as Dominion prequel to it's such a
I was like,
it's a clusterfuck. We don't have time to go into what happened there. That movie sucks. But that's kind of what it is. That's
so. Is it one movie, two titles, or did they just release
one movie, different cuts, both terrible?
Okay, that's what I thought.
Both are crappy.
Okay,
but the Exorcist, real fast. The Exorcist beginning was what the studio wanted. Dominion was what the director wanted. Both of them weren't very good.
Okay.
But really, at the end of it, the Exorcist, when you think about it, all the shit he does that Pazuzu does to the little girl is literally to get back at an old priest that kicked him out of a body 15 years before. It was all a petty revenge act.
Petty. So petty.
He brings Karras along too. He's like, fuck with this guy too while I'm here. But mostly it's to get to fucking Merrin.
Right.
He knows. He screams Merrin at the top. As soon as Merrin walks in, he's like, oh, I know you here, motherfucker.
This is what I've been waiting
Yeah.
for. This is what I came here
Finally.
to fuck with this little girl.
Yeah, how much shit did a Volkswagen have to do before
Exactly.
you brought this old bastard here? Great.
Child. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just the attention to detail and everything they pour into the characters. The character that they get for the devil. You know, and what it's doing to just fuck with people so much on a psychological level. You know, it's all there. Even to the situation of him setting up Burke to look like he killed or might have had something to do with killing the director.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
Reagan killed the fuck out of him.
No, not Reagan, but making it seem like it might have been the butler.
Oh, Carl?
Yeah, Carl.
Oh, that's handled better in the books, so there's more time to flesh it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as I said before, Carl's also in the books. He's kind of frail and old looking in the
movie.
He's really, really big and strong.
Exactly.
Actually, he spends a lot of time with Reagan when she's possessed.
Yeah.
Like caring for her in the books.
Yeah.
And that's actually one of the scenes where I really kind of wish they would have left in, because Karras spends a lot of time in the books, literally about almost 100 pages, trying to say this can't be possession.
Right.
He spends a lot more time saying it cannot be possession.
Right. Absolutely.
He fights everything. Oh, psychokinesis, that's a real thing that kids can do when they're stressed. They can do that. Just throw that bottle on the ground. He thinks, oh, that's a logical thing. Of course it is. There's no way a demon did that. A kid just did that. He fights it so hard. And one of my favorite scenes is Carl sitting there like really taking care of her. Even when even all the mean things, because she pretty much just badgers him as Bert the whole time. And Karras is gonna undo a strap, and he grabs his hand. He says, don't do that. She's way too strong. And she's like, fuck. And that's one of the ones he goes, oh shit.
Yeah.
He goes, oh no. Because that's that unhuman strength.
Absolutely. Well, no, I love that when the detective.
Oh, God, it starts with an L. Lenderman, right?
Linderman?
Kinderman. Thank you.
I was going to say, I don't think it's A.
It's Kinderman.
Yeah, exactly. But no, when the detective and he's having the conversation with Danny about
Demi?
Demi. Yeah, when he's having the conversation.
Why you do this to me, Demi?
Why you do this to me, Demi?
That's
that
so fucked up.
Every fucking
Christ. What
Oh my goodness. But no, when Kinderman is talking to him about Bert's death and how he dies, which is like, I mean, it could have done this to his head, but more than likely it wasn't. You know, this had to be done by a very, very strong man, but he was in the room with the little girl. But of course, the scene where Bert is at the house and he's getting drunk and he gets into it with Carl, which is why when you tell me, it's like, yeah, in the book, he's supposed to be a big strapping man. It's just very interesting. Yeah.
Carl never lays a hand on him in the books.
No. Yeah. Never lays a hand on him, but there's the argument though, right?
Not really. Carl just ignores him. Bert's always harassing him, and Carl
He's always harassing
just
him.
ignores him.
Exactly.
And that causes Bert to go more. Because it pisses him off that Carl, he can't get a reaction
But
to Carl.
It's interesting that Pazuzu is sitting at the room. He's absolving the energy of the house. He knows the situation. He knows he can fucking kill Bert. And probably why, and you talked about this, that's the only kill he goes before getting the priest.
I often wondered what the fuck was Bert doing in that little girl's room?
Yeah.
Because Bert's kind of a weird guy.
Yeah.
You know, you don't get real thing. Like, I don't want to cast thing on a fictional character, but Bert Dennings is kind of eccentric and kind of goofy, and he is a Hollywood director of, the 70s. What was he doing in that?
Was coming for a little bit for Woody Allen for that
one? What was he doing in that little girl's room?
You know what? I was kind of thinking about with how they casted him.
Yeah, kind of, right?
I was like,
But yeah, he's a director in the little girl's room. I would wonder, like, what's he in the movie? They don't give in the book. We see that he's reading a book in there, but I was wondering, what the fuck's he doing in that room?
But he sets it up to make it look like Carl murdered him.
Yeah,
yeah. Just the meticulous fucking with every single person who's there at every time. It's just ooh. Child.
Well, actually, they explain with the signifying of the turning the head around. Because that's how they explain. That's how demons killed witches that turned against the coven.
Oh,
demons would come, demon assassins would come and turn your head around.
Okay, that's in the book.
Yeah.
See, you can handle that book. I ain't reading that book.
The book is scarier than the movie. The book is fucking scary. William Peter Blatty. I don't know what the fuck was going on in that guy's mind. Jesus Christ.
You had me thinking back when you brought up the psychokinesis. Every time that scene though, where Diddy is sitting
And the drawer opens
and
up.
the drawer opens, and he's like, "Did you do that?" And the devil just goes, That shit makes me crack up every fucking time. That shit is funny. There's certain elements of there that are just comical, but it's still just like very like dark and just like, oh my God, this is happening to a little girl.
But yes,
yeah.
I would like them. I know they've been talking about remaking it. And as we do, I think the only way to do it would be a 6-part miniseries or some kind of miniseries on HBO.
Yes, on HBO. Go there.
Because I know
Flesh
they
it
did
all
the
out,
Exorcist
the entire
show, which
story,
I
yeah.
never saw, but it was on Fox.
It was on Fox.
I said, this can't
which
be
means
good.
they're not going to go where it needs to go with the story. Exactly.
But if they were going to redo The Exorcist, I believe you have to do it in a miniseries because there's no reason to remake it unless you're going to do more.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I think you still said it in 1973 or 71.
Absolutely. Keep the setting exactly the same. Don't change
You know what they
anything.
would? I'll tell you what they will change if they do remake it.
What?
The smoking.
Yeah.
No one will be smoking. Everyone
No
that
one really-
motherfucker
Let them
smoking.
smoke. It's the 70s.
Yeah.
Let
Actually,
them fucking
there's an
smoke.
interesting line in the book that they cut.
Mm-hmm.
Karis, she was this, they meet at the bridge,
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. McNeil and Karis, Father Karis, and she's like, do you have a cigarette? In the book, he goes, only unfiltered. And she's like, you shouldn't smoke these. These will kill you. Because they're not filtered. Because the 70s, they still not filtered cigarettes. All those are fucking healthy for you. These can't hurt you. It's filtering out all the bad stuff. If anything, I'm stronger now. Yup. Yeah, there's so much smoking in that movie, they would totally.
Oh, yeah. There's so much smoking in that movie. Oh, my God.
But everyone smoked back then.
Yeah. The acting is so strong, too.
Yes, it is.
Oh, my goodness.
It's extremely
Just
strong.
Everybody.
Well, 3 of the cast members were nominated for Academy Awards.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just, it terrifies me every time because I say, I pick up on something new every time. That I
Well, you
watch
always,
it.
I'm always watching. I'm always looking like, where the fuck's that demon going to be now?
Exactly. And it's never where I fucking remember it to be. And it's just always like, I'm just like, did they make it so that the demons pop up in different places at different
No,
times?
they didn't do that.
No, they didn't. I just, it takes so many years between watching it that I'm like, okay, I'm actually sitting down.
Yeah, I
and I'm
watch it about every
comfortable
5 years now. I
Yeah.
sit down because I get the hankering for it.
Yeah.
Which is,
But I will say this time around watching it, the first time, like I said, I noticed the comedy elements because I was a child and I didn't understand what else
no, I
was
didn't.
going on.
I didn't think it was funny at all
The,
at 12.
the second time, well, I was 9.
Also,
the
she was
second-
12. That hurt too. I was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
not good.
The second time around is when I noticed the pop out demons and everything. I can't say the third time, but this time around, the stillness and just how much psychologically the devil is fucking with them. Just the voicing of the mother. Oh my God. Like you just feel his pain in that moment. And I love that. I love that Marin is just like, get out. Get out.
Well,
I'm not even arguing with you. I done already told you.
In the novel, she kind of changes her face to look like
his
mom. Yeah.
Oh my
Hi,
goodness.
Timmy. It's a fucking Christ.
Timmy, why you do this to me?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's fucked up.
I'm crying. Let me call my
Yeah,
mom
you know
and tell her I
what
love
Jaws,
her.
Jaws did to like, you know what Jaws did to like the ocean? Like nobody wants to go swimming. This movie did a Ouija boards. I
Oh
haven't
yeah,
fucking touched a
absolutely.
Ouija
I
board
ain't
since.
touching one.
Said, fuck
Hell
that.
no, fuck that.
Captain Howdy can kiss my ass.
Period.
Captain Howdy, why'd you say that? Fuck that.
Is it Captain Howdy? That hypnotist. I had never noticed that part too.
Where she grabs his nuts?
She's just like, damn, bitch, you might have popped a testicle there.
Yeah.
I mean, just a grip.
Yeah.
And he's just like howling in pain. And that's another thing I like about it. They go through every single
Well, yeah,
fucking step.
She does. She's like, I took here. And then what's great,
Exactly.
she gets to the priest and the priest tries to send her back to step 1.
Exactly.
And she's like, no, I got sent to them by you.
By you.
I got sent to you by them.
Exactly.
And now you want to send my ass back.
You ain't finna send me back to these motherfuckers. I tried regular doctor. He was like, no, we don't need no psychologist.
Which
and
is psychiatrist?
We got just a Ritalin. Ritalin will help. Then they do all the brain tests and it's a psychologist. They like, have you thought about exorcism, bitch?
Yeah.
You know, like they go through a hypnotist. You said in the books they go through there's a psychic.
There's a psychic, a woman psychic they leave out.
Yeah.
who is a very interesting character.
I love it. Yeah, because the mom's an atheist. She's like, tell me what's wrong with my fucking kid. I'm here. I'm doing the doctors. I'm doing all this medical shit. Y'all done stabbed her in the neck to fucking, just like every single thing is exhausted throughout the process. And once again, there's never any. You hear the sound of the medical equipment, and it's like, fuck.
Well, it's that old 70s equipment. It sounds like heavy industrial machinery.
Sounds like heavy industrial. It sounds like a jackhammer. And this poor little girl is sitting there in this room. She's got cuts on her face. Like, you absolutely feel for her in the movement. And it's just like dead still. That's all you can hear is the terror and the dread in your head, Like, goddamn, it sends you on a bit of a psychological roller coaster, which also makes that movie very uncomfortable. And I will say it is a little bit unfortunate nowadays because there are a lot of scenes that they do that are some good jump scares, but psychologically, I don't know if they're able to take you there as much. Flanagan does, but he don't do as many jump scares.
Well, again, he doesn't. But
Yeah.
again, you have to do, as I said before, get away from just the classic good to scare, good to scare, good to scare, good to scare.
Exactly.
Try to build a world where it's just, this sucks, this is scary. Because The Conjuring, we keep going back to it, feels like sometimes you forget you're watching a scary movie. And it's probably done intentionally.
Absolutely.
But sometimes you're kind of like, okay, okay. And also, don't get me wrong, I love Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga.
Love her.
As the
Warrens.
Yes. But sometimes they're almost too good.
Yeah. Give them some flaws.
They're always so perfect. Like they come in, they're perfect. And you're like, ugh, okay. So they're a little too good. I do love them, and I think they're great together. And I wish they'd do more movies together. Yes. But sometimes I'm always kind of like, you're almost too good.
I think it's just because that third movie was so fucking terrible.
Well, no, it's not because but Karras, there's flaws to Karras.
Oh, yeah, there's flaws to Karras. There's so many flaws. The devil is constantly feeding upon the guilt of the fact that his mother just died after leaving her in the apartment. Like he's already on the guilt of that. There is the questions about his sexuality, his relationship.
Well, he has a crisis. He has a crisis with faith.
Exactly. He's having a crisis of faith. You're kind of questioning, why did you go into psychiatry? Like, to begin, everything about his character is set up there. He's not really at the best time of his life.
No.
And same with Mirren. Like, you could tell this used to be a tough old goat. I mean, he knocked the demon the fuck out. The demon, like, literally sat there and waited until he had heart fucking...
Well, he had to sit there and take his nitroglycerin.
Exactly.
Those old pills shaking. Speaking of nitroglycerin, we're running out of time.
Yes, we are. Oh, we going over?
We going over.
Oh, we going over.
We got to wrap this up.
You wrap it up.
Okay, I will. So, as I was saying, everyone needs to sit down and they need to watch The Exorcist. But you need to take your phone down and watch it alone in the dark.
Maybe not alone in the dark. Maybe watch it with some other people.
Do it the same way I did it when I was 12.
No, don't do that.
That's the smartest way to do it. And then sleep under an old-timey attic. There's clearly noises up there. I'm not going to go look.
Oh, my gosh. I walked outside after the movie. I walked outside for a cigarette, and you had went upstairs, and I didn't know where anybody, and I came in, and it was just stone silent, and I just sat there like stoned out of my ass for like 2 minutes.
I almost yelled Marin down when you came in. I almost went, Marin, from upstairs. But I didn't because I would have felt bad.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right. Well, anyways, we'll catch you again around a couple weeks from now.
Yeah. Oh, November coming up. It's Oscar season.
Okay. So we're going to talk about There's Something About Mary then, because that Oscar-nominated film.
Damn right. I said awards. And there's no film or evidence to prove I said otherwise.
So he's like, Solomon, around that mark, he's like, you cut about
exactly. Can we
just cut that?
You already know I'm finna text him later.
Well, anyways, I'm Rhino.
And I'm Bobby Z.
Let's watch hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Watching the hardest.